about your win this week, no matter how big or how small. One thing that you have done and you reflect on so far, what you have done well. Just name one, or but if you have more than one, please share. Anyone would like to go first?
I did a a trial video with a colleague of mine for our coaching.
Yeah, and
So that was fun. Yeah. So just to practice. I'm
congratulations.
still struggling with the sound on this. It's
Yeah, me
still
too.
echoing back. It's definitely your number. This is just Zoom. I don't have it with anyone else. So it's not my sound. It's something to do with the connection.
Oh, that was better.
Yeah, that's better. Whatever happened then.
better. I turn off the original sound.
Well, there's no echo now.
There's no echo now.
Oh, thank goodness.
This last week, you guys, you said you have, so I turn it on off the original sound.
Well, that's fixed it, Catherine.
Okay.
Mm.
Press button. Okay. Great
So
job.
that was that one, and the other would be that I'm continuously doing my homework slowly, but I'm getting there. So that's a win.
It's a small step we take to move forward. Anything else, Eve?
That's me for today.
That's for today, and you got more to share next week. All right. So who is next?
I'm just looking over my week's notes.
I'm so happy that you guys are taking notes. Okay. All right. We give Tam some time, but like, how about Emma? Like, what are the things that you are,
I think I've probably got a bit more going on at work. So the Ray White thing is finally taking charge a little bit more. So I've still got the haters. Like there's a guy at Place Agency that's suddenly telling my buyers that my houses are gone, the ones they want to buy. But I just had to like really puffer fish, and I phoned him on Saturday and stood up for myself. And I wouldn't normally do that. So there's quite a bit that I'm standing up for myself and doing, whereas before I wouldn't do that. So that
Go girl.
yeah, well, I don't really have like personal wins, but for me, work is just a bit of a stress with changing brands and all that. So that's starting to sort of come through. So that feels like a bit of a win. Mm.
good. But personal win, you don't see it as a person, but it's a work related win that
Yeah.
normally you don't speak up.
Mm.
True, but someone blatantly lie about something.
Yeah. Mm.
How does that feel when you like, so-called this confrontation with this guy?
Yeah, he couldn't get a word in at first, and then kind of was like on this tangent. But yeah, it's also just no, it did feel good. I think because I'm sick of kind of just taking it and not giving anything back. So it was just good to stand tall, and hopefully people don't. I find I get walked over a little bit, so standing up for myself was good. So yeah, that was kind of a win there.
Cool, good. So we have to claim it. That's a win for me, as I said.
Yeah, that's huge. That's great.
Small or big, but standing up for yourself and confronting someone, that's huge.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the feeling when you said feel good, but like, can you feel that moment right now? Do you have those feeling right now?
Yeah, it felt really powerful, I think, because I think he thinks he always gets away. He's badmouthed me a lot, this guy. This has been an ongoing thing for about 2 years now. But yeah, just felt good to be stern. And I find if I speak stern to clients at the moment, I'm getting further because I'm not fluffing on with stuff. So it did feel some authority in me for once, which felt good. Yeah.
Good. Okay. What I'm hearing is you picking up the leadership.
Mm.
Lead people. We had to lead ourselves first.
Mm.
You agree? You feel that like I'm standing up, not just leading the, my PA, but I'm leading myself and setting myself as example.
Yeah.
No one is going to mess with me. We don't have to be like, oh, don't come near me, but like, I'll be nice. But I'm
Yeah. Yeah. That was good.
But what else does it mean to you when you are standing tall for yourself? You mentioned that I'm standing tall myself. So that's amazing how you describe,
Yeah, that to me, I call it like a puffer fish because this little cute fish swims upstream, and then when it's scared, it actually puffs out and it produces spines, which people don't really know about. It's cute. The toadfish, it's kind of like a toadfish. But it felt good. It felt like he sort of hung up like he was like, oh, I didn't know Emma had that sort of voice in her. So I've just got to make sure that, yeah, I don't yell or just sternly say what I want to say, I think. So it felt good. It did feel good. I just got to make sure that he doesn't kind of do that again, because he can quite ruin poor buys thinking that my houses are gone and me getting offers, and yeah, so he is that sort of guy. He's been like that for a while. But anyway, yeah, so that was probably the win for me, I think.
Yeah, believe it. That is totally going to relate to the topic today. Believe allow that feeling. So it's like how we're going to magnify confidence, success.
Yeah.
Know that. Well, she's not nice, but I know I cannot mess with her.
Yeah.
Anyone want to share their experience similar to this? That you stood up for yourself, you speak up, and the other party dare not come and mess with you again.
Yeah, I can share. Where am I? I've just lost you. I've lost you. I'm trying to get in and do multitasking, but it's not working, so I'm back. Yeah. I had an experience where an old nemesis working in our past industry. I used to be her boss, and we're working in the same. We're employed in the same place now, and she's brought a lot of her negative, gossipy toxicity with her still stuck in past, and proceeded to make my life very difficult. And I think it's been out of jealousy, basically, just human jealousy. And that's okay. I've been very patient and understanding until it got to a point where every time I was going out to a public hospital to cover her shift, I'd have to come back in and be called into the boss's office with some complaint. But it was never coming. My intuition was it was this lady creating trouble. And when I suggested that to my boss, she said, no, it's coming from the hospital. Long story short, the hospital, I used to work there many, many years ago, so they know me there, and I'm quite good friends. The lady that's the trainer there, I trained myself when I was working the TAFE at Chisholm. So she knows me and I know her. And so it came to fold, and this has been going over months. It came to pass that I had to work with this lady. We had to work together side by side out at the hospital. And what she was doing was every second she could, any chance she could, she was like a little child running to the bosses in the public hospital system to say I was doing something wrong. And so they would call me in and say, whatever it was. So anyway, I happened to walk behind her on this particular run to the boss, which is not even our boss. So what it is that we're working for a company that engaged with the hospital to take trainee students through, and it's our staff that supports the students. So we pay for the space, right? So anyway, so I was actually following right behind her. She didn't realise when she went running to the boss. So I saw it firsthand. And then my students were saying that this lady was complaining and saying horrible things. And so the very next day when I was working with her, I had to work with her over 3 weeks, for 2 days a week. On the second day, I confronted her and said, look, I think we need to clear the air and discuss if there's something wrong. Can we discuss it and move on? And she started screaming and swearing and saying she didn't want to talk about it in front of my students. So I sent them off for 10 minutes, sent them off for coffee, ended up being 20, to have this conversation with her. And she proceeded to say that it was me that was undermining her, even though this is what she was doing. What she was saying I was doing was what actually she was doing. I was undermining her. I didn't appreciate her. All this stuff was coming out of her mouth. So, she said to me that she felt that I didn't respect her and didn't trust her. And so, I cleared all that and hoped that everything was okay. She was okay with that for a while. The next week, she was exactly the same. It wasn't just at me this time. It was everybody. She just has that mannerism about her. And I didn't say anything. So a month went by. We've got a new system where we've got mentors in our classroom now, Catherine, so I don't have to be on my own anymore. So the workload's going to, yay, at last, right? You know how long I've been waiting for that to happen. And that's come from me actually, instead of talking to you about it, actually going to her and talking about it. So it's paid off. Anyway, so she's got a new mentor. So there's 3 mentors now, but there's a new mentor. What the new mentor came on board is a friend of this lady's, a very good friend. So she's come in already with a preconceived idea of me from whatever this lady's been complaining about. So she's come in with some really heavy attitude and very aggressive. And so through my class, through Amit's class, she would sit through and the pair of them wouldn't say anything. When it came to me giving my lesson in front of my students, they would talk through it, they would giggle, they'd be whispering, they'd be saying things that, trying to be derogative, very negative. And I let it go. And then the second day they were doing the same thing. And then I just said that, I didn't say anything to them. I thought I'm not going to confront because I'm not going to win with people like that. So I went straight to the boss and I said, look, I really don't know what's going on. I said, but this is the situation that I'm in. And I wasn't going to raise anything about what happened at the hospital, but this is what happened and this is how it made me feel. And now in the classroom, you've got these 2 people here. I said, they're disrespecting me through my lecture. They're not being supportive of the students. They're being very unprofessional and it's got to stop. And so she's called them in and had to talk to them. And now since then, they've been awesome. Now, whether it's real, whether it's all whatever, but for now they're doing the right thing. And so I'm feeling quite comfortable in the fact that I've, said one, I tried to confront her and it didn't work. But she knew where we stood and it worked for a day. But to actually go through, and normally I'm not one to raise issues. I just shrug it off and let it go, right? Hope it gets better. I do my best in fact, I go over the top to try and please people to, get them to, I don't know, try and change, but it doesn't work. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So it's a win for me in that fact that she's been, because basically my boss didn't believe me. So I think with everything that has happened and the way it's all panned out, she now can see that I'm not out causing trouble. I'm not talking about the staff behind their back. If I've got any issue, I'll go direct to the person. And if that doesn't work, then I go to the boss. I'm being professional all the way through and it's paid off. So I'm pleased as punch.
Yeah. Well, I can hear true lesson here, isn't it? That you choose.
So I wouldn't have normally have done that. I would have just it'll hope it gets better and suffer it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I hear that your work, you've been, asking your work to send more help, assistant to the classroom for you. And finally they're doing that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking that through the ladies, so what I do is I'm a vocational educator, trainer, assessor.
Yeah.
And I teach certificate 3 in pathology. So I have groups of 20 to 25 students that I take through for their lectures and knowledge assessments and practical assessments. And normally I'm doing 20 students or 25 students by myself. That includes all the marking. And the amount of assessment tasks I have is huge. So they've finally got support in for us to help us, help trainers, and to have all this nitpicking and bitching and stuff, it's just not congruent for the kind of workplace or kind of classroom. I'm trying to set up this industry with some quality people to go out into industry to get rid of all of this toxicity. I mean, I'll freely talk about the bullying and ways to minimise how to deal with bullies out in the workplace. People don't like to admit that it still happens, but it happens. And it's mostly coming from people's mindsets. It's people bringing their past into the workplace. So, you know, having the coaching and having all of this as well and getting the confidence in that is actually has helped me to be able to manage that, where once upon a time I would have gone into story myself. You know, this lady doesn't like me. Why doesn't she like me? You know, like, oh, nobody loves me, that kind of crap, you know, victim. But yeah, now it's like I can see their junk. I can clearly see what it is. And yeah, I think it's just comes now with, rather than the bull at the gate like once upon a time I might have been, getting frustrated, is now that I'm clear, I can handle it a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it's just getting easier and easier. The more junk I get rid of, the easier it is to deal with the real stuff that's in front of you.
Yeah. Great job. Congratulations. So it seems
Thank
like
you.
there are bullies across the board
They're bullies everywhere.
in different industries, isn't it? But like when we have confidence, when we stand up for yourself,
Yeah.
when you speak the truth, what are the results for you? What are the
Yeah,
lessons
wow.
learned, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Congratulations to Emma and
Thank you.
Okay.
You're
Tam,
welcome.
would you like to
Hi. I just over the weekend I did you probably know, I think you know about one of them. Yeah, I did a couple of lives on my Facebook group, and that was fun. Yeah, I felt like having fun when I went away. So yeah, I did some crafty stuff for kids. Yes, and Catherine liked my love heart. My boast. So that was fun. And that was sort of a win. It felt like a win because I'm changing my mindset about my group and what I expect of it. That helps. Like if I start getting too serious, if I'm gonna like, what would I do, or how would I think if I was just having fun? You know, so it's not like, I've got to get people to like this, and I've got to this has got to happen, and you know, it gets too serious and depressing, and you know, when things don't go according to how you want. So I was like, well, yeah, how would it be if I was just having fun, or you know, and just imagine the kids like listening to it or whatever, and it naturally comes. Like I love doing the lives, or I love doing videos because it just naturally, like I don't really get nervous. I mean, I get more nervous about the result, and then I just relax and I'm like just myself, and it's it just feels good, and it's right. So yeah.
congratulations?
Yes.
You know how difficult it is to do a live, isn't it? But it's like
It's not really.
Yeah.
It's
It gets easier.
It's get easier. But when you mention I'm having fun,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
Yeah. Then I relax more.
That's a win. But I really would like you ladies to watch your language. This kind of my win.
No.
It's a win for me. It's a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. So excuse my language. Is that a half-ass win?
Yeah.
My win.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
Yeah.
I think it's just that it's really not been in our culture to actually brag about ourselves. You know, like what's the famous saying? I don't mean to big note myself, but you're like, well, you can drop the big noting, because we're loud and proud, and you're allowed to express your success.
Yeah, and especially here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Aussies, we like to knock people. The tall poppy syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
We're not real good at accepting other people's wins.
Yeah.
Sad. Overseas, you wouldn't have that, right?
Mm.
Here, Here it's huge.
In different culture, they have different way of like
Things.
talking syndrome.
Mm.
The fact is, we are not like, it's like, oh, how good is that? Like mine is better. So we're not doing that, but we just say, I'm confident about myself.
Yeah.
Celebrate everyone's win. You guys are genuinely happy. Wow, you've done well. You know, Emma done well. Tam done well. This is, you know, how we're going to, you know, magnify our pleasant and make the world better. Because it's important for us to send this positive energy into the world. But when we are not confident, what do we bring into the society? It kind of a win. No, it's a win. It's I'm celebrating me. I'm celebrating you.
Yes.
So jealousy, oh, she did well at work. You know, like those comments, like, you know, especially ladies. Sometimes I would say ladies is a bit hard at times. Sorry, I'm a woman, but the fact is I feel like people like, so what? It's like, no, I'm just like happy for what I have done to myself. So it's like we celebrate ourselves, okay? So this is really important. That the reason I want you guys to share your win is like today we're going to talk about our beliefs, our psychology. Isn't it? So what do you believe in? Okay. The reason I got you to share is like, what kind of story you've been telling yourself?
Mm.
You demonstrate a really good example. Is like, wow, now I can see, is their problem? It's not mine. I'm not going to take shit. Why would that guy lie about your Emma, your house or selling? Because he's insecure. He's like, oh, I better tell her buyer, like, it's not available. So I have stock, come to me. That's how I see it. Some people is like, I sabotage other people so that I can win.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the same as this lady in the workplace, right? Now people are starting to mention or give me testimonials on their website from work, right? And mentioning my name, not just LTT. And that is like a thorn in her side, that I'm actually getting recognition. I've been there a year and a half and people are noticing me. And she's been there like 3 years and never a mention, right? So it's in her attitude is why that nobody, Anyway, but yeah, so a lot of it is a lot of jealousy and their insecurities. And it's I wouldn't see that before. I'd be like, why are they picking on me? I couldn't understand why. But yeah, now I know why. Yeah. I've lost you. Can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
you're back. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't sit back and relax. You can't hear me.
No going to sleep, Catherine.
It's only
What were you saying?
Yeah, so what you learn is like, what we project on the positive is we ask, is it me? Is it my insecurity? But we don't know. We are learning how to be confident. Like we might not know everything, but I know something. What are my intention? My intention never to harm anyone. Okay, but it's up to them how they interpret, isn't it? Because even sometimes when you comment on the others, oh, your dress looks nice. Oh, no, look how fat I'm here. Look, not quite fitting.
True. This whole thing. Oh no, it was just from an op shop. Or what? Just take the thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shop, Yeah. Okay. All right. So I would like you to take a couple of minutes now. It's like, what is the most common story you guys have been telling yourself? I would like you to write it down and we go into a share. And I'll show you how is that going to reflect your beliefs. Okay, let's say I said, wow, ladies, you guys look great today. What has been happening? Then what goes through your mind? Write those things down. We just wait for another.
Do we include good ones as well?
Why not? Most company, what would be your first thought when I say you look great today? When I say, I say you look great today. So what will be your first thought?
Okay.
Well, the default Eve would say, "You look great today." Oh, well, I'm a bit tired. Oh my God, my hair's a mess, and I haven't got my makeup on, or I'd say, oh, you look really good. Oh, no, I feel really fat. I don't feel like I look good at all. But rather than thank you, I appreciate that.
You want to identify with Eve?
Or I could actually still say thank you and still have those thoughts in here chattering away, So I'd be pulling myself down rather than taking that's me puffing my chest up even more, right? It's crazy.
So Emma and Tam could identify with that when people say, you look great. I said, oh, I'm actually tired. I didn't have a good night's sleep last night. Instead of saying,
Sorry, I didn't hear that. It's getting louder. The rain is getting louder and you're sounding quieter.
okay. Yeah. So anyone could identify Eve, like, oh, you look great. Oh, no, I look tired. Oh, I just been put on weight or haven't put any makeup on. Could you guys identify with Eve?
I don't actually. I really love it. I just think how wonderful the person is, and I'm really grateful for them. And I just try and respond really oh, thank you so much. That's so nice of you. And, and then I'm just I really appreciate it. And, so yeah, I really like it. And I just respond with thankfulness. Yeah.
Good
Oh.
job, Tam. How about Emma? What do you think?
I'm more like Eve. I'm probably at the heaviest I've ever been because of all the Monash drugs and everything. So obviously we didn't get a baby out of that, but it's left me with all this extra weight. So I find it very hard to take compliments when we're at social gatherings. I'm the first to walk away from the camera, whereas I used to be, oh, let's do selfies and let's do photos. And no, I'm finding it very hard to, the clothes size of me. I've never had to buy clothes the size I'm at. So I totally don't take compliments, and I'll do oh, thank you, and then change the subject. I don't want, because I actually don't feel they're sincere, and that's not the person's fault at all. It's just I don't like them at all at the moment, because I think I won't believe that until I believe it. So I don't actually like to hear them at the moment, because I don't have an attitude of gratitude with my weight. So if they say, oh, you look great, I'll just be like, oh, let's talk about something else. Yeah.
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I feel really awkward if someone starts going, oh, no, and all that. And I'm like, you're meant to just say thank you. You're allowed to say thank, because I just feel like they're pushing me away and slapping my face or something. So just realize that when you don't take it, it actually offends the other person. If you go as well, it's okay to be enjoy that and trust them. I mean, it's not them saying, they can think something different from you. You can still go, I don't like my weight, but that's things real for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I say, I think you look beautiful. I didn't say you think you're beautiful. I said, I think, and you can't change what I think. So I'm saying, I think you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll often find though, Tam, people don't actually say what their insecurity is, so they'll just take it.
Yeah. I know.
But you won't know what the internal.
No, of course not. I can't do anything about that.
Yeah. So I guess that's where this sort of work comes into play, so that you're for your awareness, because a lot of the time it's playing in a loop cycle and you're not even aware that you're saying it to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it, from both sides?
Yeah.
When the person gave you compliment and you not accepting that, Tam is telling you, actually, they feel rejected too.
Absolutely. It's a great point. Yeah, but how often do we say it? And I'm sure Emma does too. When somebody was to come in with that kind of attitude to you after you've paid them a compliment, you would say, hey, exactly, not like with Tam, similar to what Tam did. You know, hey, I'm paying you the compliment. You look beautiful. Trust that, you know?
Yeah.
And take the compliment. Like you want to praise that person. You don't want them to feel bad about themselves.
Okay. All right, good. All right, then of course, even when you say, like Eve also point out very good, even when you say, oh, thank you, but here is like, I don't think
I believe that.
right, and not making them feel like being rejected. Oh, thank you, that's very kind of you, but your heart and your mind is not congruent, isn't it?
That's
So
it.
us be congruent and genuine when we want to send out positive energy to the world is when we are not aligned within ourselves. What does that mean to you? When we are not even aligned within what we say, speak out, what we think, and how we feel. What does that say? That your thinking and your feelings and what you project out to the world are not being aligned. What does that mean?
It's like confusion sort of in the message. So
You're not being your best friend, are you?
No.
no, I can't hear you again.
Is it being the best version of yourself?
No,
No.
The ideal self.
the worst version, I think.
Not necessarily worse, but
Because
like,
you're not being nice. You're not being nice to yourself, you know.
Yeah, you're being your mean girl.
oh, I'm loving this conversation, the discussion.
Your own mean
Guys, are
girl.
you guys seeing like when we cannot
Bully in your own head, I think.
yeah, when we are not being aligned within ourselves, how could we expect other people being aligned?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Tam put out very clear. There's a lot of confusion. Do you guys feel that there's a lot of confusion in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It comes down to individual, each of us, to being aligned, and what we project out is the alignment. When we learn to be aligned, it's not like straight away, right, after today's session, we're all being aligned, but we're looking at different areas. But today is start with our mind, isn't it? So let's move on. Any question? But any question so far that what we discussed is, this is a good discussion that we're learning from one another.
Let's see if Emma and Eve can receive compliments. I'm really proud of both of you. You did so amazing standing up to, I will call them bullies because to me they're bullies. So congratulations. Now let's see if you can receive it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I can on that one. Thank you.
Good, yes. Okay, and what's your head saying?
Bloody right. Too right.
I think you're right on that. Yeah, no, that's because I'm happy with myself on that. So I definitely
good.
That. That's
Good.
great.
Good.
I'm like, yes.
I love you all. See, like we're not just talking about theory, isn't it? It's not just about the reading that I asked you, but you guys actually taking action and doing the compliment and implementing and learning.
Yep.
And
Gotta do it.
did you feel not just being with a big smile on your face, but your heart? I can see the spirit, how you all light up.
And I've gone and got the when I was doing that exercise, there's the secret, and it's the magic of the rock. So when I was we were down at the rental property yesterday and I was mowing and I was scanning the whole garden for this little rock. So I'm doing the gratitude little rock by my bed, and that's actually really good. I'm really liking that. I've only done one day, but yeah, it's good.
But isn't this amazing? Even just once, good on you. Yeah. So the magic book is in the guides as well. So, but like when you guys are ready, okay, that magic book is like at night. Hold on to it. The reflection. Okay. So you all did a bit of reading on the psychology on the booklet. Okay, fantastic. So now we talk about the thoughts and the feelings already, isn't it? Can you see how easily how our thinking impact on our feelings? Okay. And then Tam has done my job for me. Thank you. It's like, let's do some actions, right? And she's like, let's practice it. Eve, Emma, congratulations. I'm so proud. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
And
win,
what
that one.
result have we got so far? When you learn to accept compliment and is aligned with your thinking and your feeling.
Much easier.
The energy, isn't it? Okay. So these are 4 things that I would like you guys to be mindful of about our mind. What we think, it affects how we feel and how we take our action, isn't it? Okay. And the outcome. So we consciously practice of be careful what we think, how we feel, how we take action, and what are the results we are gaining. Thoughts, feelings, action, and result. So often is the story we tell us, I'm not that good. Or you say, oh, no, not really. I'm just really fat. But actually it's like, I think I'm not good enough. When you say, when you're thinking that you're not good enough, how would you feel about yourself?
Good.
And then what action would you take?
None.
Or self-sabotage, eat too much, don't exercise, don't smile at anyone.
And then what are the results when you have those sabotage action? That the vicious cycle go on, isn't it?
Yeah.
But today we broke the cycle. Congratulations, Eve and Emma.
Thank you.
And then what is, the feeling? All right. So it's not just about the thought. In psychology, there's a theory called cognitive behavioral therapy. A situation, they say, then there will be an outcome. But actually, they talk about the thought. Okay. But the fact is, we need to take note of our feelings at the same time. Our thoughts and our feeling connect our mind and our heart together. And then we take action. Okay. Remember, in our soul is your emotion, the mind, and your willpower. So when we connect our thinking and our feelings and take action, is the willpower to move forward, to shift that. Okay. So when we first started now is we have to be consciously like, Tam, you look great today. And Sheridan, thank you. She just doesn't even go there like, oh, is he lying to me? It's like, no. Oh, that's really nice of this person to compliment me. I feel great.
Well, that happened to me today. Someone complimented me. She's a really good friend. She always says some nice things, and it's more about like who I am. Like, like we were in the shopping center, and there's this, it looks like it was a shop, but it like used to be a shop, but it has all these awards and people like local hero. And she goes, well, where's the local hero, the Tam local hero? I'm like, I think you have to do like, a lot of amazing things, like a lot of the time, or, whatever. And she's like, yeah, but you're so, I can't remember the exact thing, because I always remember feeling how I feel more than the words. But, she was like, yeah, but you help people and always looking out for me and, and this, and I'm like, oh, you're so nice, So it was, yeah. I just enjoy it because like when people are nice like that, you just, I don't know, it just doesn't happen all the time. So I'm like, feel good and try and do that with other people as well. And yeah, just, it should be a normal thing, people loving on other people.
Well, what you mentioned is very important. This is a very nice person, but this person probably a friend that you trust isn't a lot. So when I said, remember in the soul, we talk about the mind, but the mind embedded in us, just part of our thinking or beyond our body. So when we talk about the connective consciousness, how often you guys have thought of a person, or moment someone came into your mind, or you just thought of that person, and that person actually just pick up their phone and call you at the same time.
Yeah, that happened the other day. I said I rang, I think I rang my dad or my mum and they're like, oh, just thinking about you. And I go, yeah, I know. That's why I'm calling. That happens a lot.
Good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
How about others? Like you sometimes, oh, just have this sixth sense that I need to call someone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thank God you called me. My car just broke down. Oh, thank God I just needed something. Not that they,
Yeah.
but like this connectiveness. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the whole
Actually, can I just say something quickly, very quickly? That friend who I just mentioned that I saw today, she just sent me a Facebook message.
Wow.
There you go. I'll tell her what happened. I'll tell her about that later. Thank you, Catherine.
I'm gonna cry because this is so amazing. It's like, seriously, I'm not doing any work here. It's just amazing how like what I thought is like, to talk about with you guys is like you already practice it throughout the day, and this what's happened. This is the conscious awareness of how we're going to make an impact in the world. That your energy, what you're projecting into the world. Okay, so it's not just about giving. And what I'm going to, the last one concept is for you guys to feel genuinely to receive from others, isn't it? So Eve and Emma practice it so well from Tammy's side. She's so willing to give, and you guys are so willing to receive as well, what we've been talking about. Okay, and as you taking the lesson and you implementing that, you both, Eve and Emma, did not say, oh, is she really meant it? How often in the past we say, do you think he really meant it? Like, your energy, I can see that when someone so generous to give, you both is like, wow, yes, I'm taking it 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, any question on this?
That giving and receiving need to be equal, I think. Yeah, because people get unbalanced, don't they? Like they either take too much or they're not receiving. Yeah, or they're not, or they're giving too much and yet not receiving. And yeah, both are important. Yeah.
Also, because for us ladies, we so like, it's the feminine and masculine energy that it was like, oh, I feel bad to take. Am I taking too much? Anyone have this experience before? Oh, I shouldn't be taking. I have plenty, but it's like, no, this is, reciprocally, the exchange of energy. There are times that you give a lot. There are times that you are allowed to receive. Therefore, are you willing to ask for help? Oh, I shouldn't be. I should be able to fix it myself. No. Collectively, how we connect with one another. Freely give and freely receive. Okay. So are the concept anything new to you guys, or you already know like the thought, the feelings, action, and having the result?
And trust yourself. I think that's an important one as well. And if you have a higher power or anything like that, then you need to try, like, just keep, if you feel it's hard, like that's what I do. I like, stressing, and then I'm like, no, I'm giving it over. And
surrender and release, baby.
Yeah. That's a huge topic in itself. But just learning to not hold on so tightly. We have so many attachments to things and to people and to everything and outcomes, and need to just be like, no, I've done all I can. Now I have to leave it there and just trust. And it's like, I don't know how to do that, because people always say, oh, just trust and do that. And I'm going, oh, I'm so mad. People just keep saying, just do it, just do that, as if it's like so easy, and then I'd be like, well, I'm just going to try, and I will ask for help to trust, instead of just thinking, oh, I need to just do it, because I'm not someone who easily just does it. So yeah, I'm just going to say, I need help to trust. So help me trust, and I'm trusting as best I can. Yeah, and that seems to help. So yeah, but that's a big one. Trust yourself as well.
Trust.
Don't just think, oh no, I shouldn't think that, or I don't know what I think's not important, or whatever. Yeah, to learn to trust, which is it's a big thing. Like I had a friend, she never trusted anything she thought or her own opinion. She had to learn like a kid, like all again to just like, oh, maybe what I think is all right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Self-trust.
So it's a big one.
Yeah. And being confident about it. Okay, good. All right. So that's some huge concept. And also I think Tam also mentioned surrendering. So it's not just about religious belief that you surrender. Yeah, there are times that, often anyone believe that there's no higher power or like everything is just a Big Bang theory in the world. Or like that could be a higher power, higher, divine power, universe, because we all, when I say about spiritual belief, is not like necessarily referring to the institutionalized, like, religions or anything, but it's something for you guys to think about. Surrendering. What do you believe in? All right, any question or anything else that you would like me to help you with this week?
Good.
Good. Excellent. All right. Now,
Just that, yeah, doing the journaling's been helping me, especially thinking about like what emotion or what thoughts I want to have today. And yeah, it just helps me to have a intention, I guess, and just be like, oh yeah, that's right. I wrote this morning I was going to be grateful today. So I hear my brain going, oh, I'll go, wait a minute, what am I grateful for today? Oh, look, there's rain. We need rain, obviously, to live. So I'm going to be grateful it's raining, So yeah, it's good to be reminded. So I can remind my brain. I talk about my brain like it's separate from me because I feel like it's like not my friend because it just says all this junk. So I'm like, talk about it like it's separate. But it feels like that because it's like, I'm going to bug you every day. Yeah. I mean, not all the time, but yeah. So yeah, no, it's been helping like that with intention for the day, or when I start thinking off course, I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, I was going to be compassionate to myself today, wasn't I? So let's try that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Can you see all this little step that you can see? Like, Emma is using the magic book to guide her with her gratitudes, and Tam starting the journal, and you can see all these little shifts. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight, but when we take small steps.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good job. I'm so proud of you all, ladies. It's amazing seeing you guys progressing. And could you imagine, like, at the end of the year, 2022, what are the possibilities for you all?
Can't wait.
We need music. Do. Yeah. Go, girls. Go.
I'll do like my music here for you. Celebrate. And every day to celebrate.
Yeah, that wins is good, isn't it? It's good to do the wins. Yeah. Even if it's just like, I didn't yell at somebody today who I really wanted to yell at. Emma, maybe, and Evie at work. I didn't strangle her today. Win.
Yeah. But being composed and connected when someone trying to but like, does that make you a better person? Does that help you to live a better life? No, right? It's just like, oh, not to me anymore. I'll just walk away with my head high.
Yeah, because they usually bring themselves on, done all by themselves. You don't have to do anything. The universe has got your back.
Yeah. My husband called it like, let them fall on their own sword. I was like,
yes.
That's a very good analogy, because I have no bad intention for anyone. Even I said, I won't wish whatever, like my bad experience on my enemies. Like, how would you want other people to suffer? Because there's enough suffering in the world, right? Cool. All right, ladies, you all are amazing.
Yes, we are.
All right. So I will send out the preparation for next week. So you guys find this like valuable, like getting you guys to do some homework before we come in, so you have some concept
Yeah.
about
Mhm.
knowing we're heading, and you actually 10 times.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So next week will be the rapport pillar, but we're going to talk about our inner circle or relationship with friends, or like because us women are very important being connected to others.
Mm.
Who are we drawn to? We're drawn to people who are doing well, that we are attracted to them, or we kind of drawn to those who like to gossip about others.
Sorry, what was that last bit?
Like, or drawn to the people who like to gossip about others. Like, oh, look at her. She looks like she thinks she's the best, and they make us to feel better. Or the concept is the 5 people we spend most time with will become the average of those 5 people.
Yeah, people always say that. Yeah.
All right. So I will send you guys some material. Okay.
Mhm.
Probably by
Okay.
Thursday or Friday. That could be enough time for next Tuesday. So think about that. It's like, but who are these ideal friends that we're going to find? Where are we going to find? Next week, we're going to talk more about that. And we're going into a bit of the history of our childhood as well. So I might actually get you guys to do a survey. All right. But that will be enough time for you guys. Okay.
So what day are you back? Yeah.
I am flying out tomorrow. I can't wait to come back to Australia. Wonderful overseas, but the pandemic had done a lot of not so good things to the country. But I actually coffee. I haven't been able to have some good coffee.
Oh.
We are very lucky to have good coffee in Australia. It's been amazing. It's like relaxing being on a resort and spend every day.
Good.
Yeah,
How about your son? I bet he's loved it too.
Oh, he's a winner. He has done most shopping.
Oh.
He's only little.
Well, he got a lot of toys, but we sort of let him, because let him live in the dreamland. He's like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow with some good friends and been amazing. Because most of us has not been able to go overseas, or like even interstate.
Mm.
So I'll be
I went to New South Wales for Easter.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was like 3 hours away.
Yeah, that's great.
That was good.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that
Near
you got
Wagga. Wagga.
Wagga.
Yeah, near there. But
Fantastic.
yeah, got out of the state. I mean, I'm not even a state, but anyway.
Territories, isn't it? I always get corrected. Okay. All right. Okay. So I love you all. Be confident. Be you.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye,
Catherine.
everyone.
See you, girls.
Bye.